Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Smart Group. And got a very small group. This is the smallest group ever. Okay. Let's go around and introduce ourselves. And I hope you don't mind what my question is today, but if you heard any of the economic data from the last couple of days, I'm just wondering what you think. What is your prediction for the economy by year end? And when I say year end, I mean December 2012. Let's start with you, Kim. And go ahead and tell us a little bit about your business, too, because we've got plenty of time today.
Okay. My name is Kim Kimbriel, and I do marketing communications for small businesses, large businesses, too. And most of my clients tend to be local. I do work with a national auto repair company, which is a challenge because they have 100 and some locations, and I'm still trying to figure out how to do Facebook and social media for 100 locations. I really don't quite get that under control yet. But I pretty much do everything from mostly PR, publicity, advertising, brochure. I outsource a lot of that and work with other partners in the area. So it's kind of
Great.
And my predictions for the year, that's a tough one, Bill. I'm gonna say that I'm hoping that it's. I think it will be more positive. I don't think it's going to be the boom that we're going to wish we did, but I think there will be a more positive increase.
I hope so, too. Pam.
Pam Furlong, orderstore.com marketing tools that complement your business, printing, email marketing, promotional items. To answer that question, my prediction for it?
Don't worry, we're not going to penalize you or anything if you turn out to be
I've
wrong.
been watching the news, so I don't know what's up, so that's probably a good thing. My prediction is that people are going to still be cautious all year.
Okay.
And that, but they're going to spend when they need to spend.
Okay. Jen.
Jen Delaney with the Temp Connection. We do temp to hire, permanent placement, and employment screening for admin, clerical, IT, and sales positions, and accounting as well. My prediction would be similar to Pam's. People will be very cautious. I hope that it will increase and be better. Of course, that's our hope for everybody. And that there'll be more jobs instead of less jobs, like it was reported today.
I'm Chris Hazen-Molina with Heartfelt Workforce and Lifeforce, and I have a new tagline, but I don't have it fully memorized yet.
Yeah, well, I want to hear it.
Okay. Well, let's see if I can capture it. Okay. Anyways, from what I know off the top of my head here, I inspire and empower people to find the force inside themselves so that they can make changes in their life. To find
Perfect.
More happiness in their work and home life.
Love it. Love it.
I added the tagline and Life Force, so, which means I'll change it on my website and everything else too. So, in regards to the prediction for the economy, I, like Pam, have not been paying attention. I've had a million things going on and all sorts of birthdays, et cetera, et cetera. But I will tell you that I am meeting with my financial planner right after this. My husband and I are finally bringing everything together, and I'm sure she'll have some advice for us. But we are part of the buying public, so we are actually making a large purchase shortly here. So I'm going to help the economy.
Great.
And you're right. I think people will be cautious, but now's the time to purchase something, at least in the sense we're doing it. With interest rates as low as they are, and sales as low as they are too. So.
Sharif.
My name is Sharif Morgan. I'm Connections Web Development. Obviously, great WordPress websites for people and businesses. Well, I'm assuming you're referring to December 31st, right? Which is like 2 or 3 weeks after the world's going to end on December 12th. So,
Okay.
don't worry about it.
Let's assume the world's not going to end.
So what do you see the economy by December 11th?
11th. I think it will be very strong.
You do? Okay.
Very optimistic.
And this is Robert Nissenbaum, who most of you know, a couple of you don't. He owns Blue Ridge. I'm going to let you say something too, but he owns Blue Ridge Wireless, and you are the social media director for the National Business Experts, right? Great.
Robert Mount Blue Ridge Wireless, cell phone repair, tech support, data recovery, forensics. Business has been open just shy of 14 years. I've been in the industry for almost 17. So if it's there to be known, I've got all the major carriers use me as their resource, and a lot of companies actually have me on payroll as a consultant for them and for other repair centers across the country. Also in a hockey league with 2 partners in town, so running that simultaneously right now. That just started to pick up because we have deadlines for registration by the middle of June. And I'm also the national director for the Social Media Masters of the National Business Experts.
Great. Sandy?
Well, just about a week ago, thank you. Just about a week ago, I went to hear a woman who, she's worked for the IMF, she's worked for State Department, she's worked for a lot of the big global banks, and she was kind of giving her view on the global economy. And so, a couple things. One, she said that Bernanke was so determined that there's not going to be a, Great Depression on his watch, with the market falling the way it has been recently. He is going to, if he starts seeing that it's slipping, he's going to be pushing to put a lot of money back in the economy again, printing more money. But she said, one of the big indicators that they have seen that makes things look like they might be turning up is, she said, pickup truck sales are very strong, are way up, and they sort of see that. They've correlated that is an indication of consumer confidence and growth of the economy. She said jobs growth is way below where it should be at this point, because she said capital equipment, companies are sitting on cash and they have to invest in capital equipment first before they'll start hiring. So Bernanke, one of the things he's doing is pushing companies to invest in capital equipment because he knows job creation will follow that. So those are some of the key points to go in. So I think it will be, I don't have strong confidence. I've still got some money out of the market, mostly in the market, but still keeping the peace out. Think that we will still be recovering, but it won't be strong.
Great. Okay. I'm Dale Dillon Lips, and I own the Smart Group, and actually Mike Gray is now a third of it. And my prediction for the end of the year is a lot more negative than you all, and so probably I shouldn't have had this question, because I don't want to be negative, I want to be positive, I want people to get out there and spend. But if you look at all of the numbers, it's not encouraging at all. Job growth is way down, and some of the reasons that Bernanke says, in my opinion, are not strong enough to justify it or to explain it. So anyway, so I think people are going to be battening down the hatches. They started expanding slowly, and now it's going to contract. So be careful.
And you think that's primarily because of the way the market's moving?
No, it's not just the way the market's responding to the numbers. It's looking at what Bernanke's saying, what the Fed says, what the Fed's done, and the effect on jobs and what's happening in the whole economy. And I have no confidence in Bernanke. So, what? On that note, so I'm hoping the ones of you that are more positive are right. Okay, today I'm going to talk just briefly, before we have our main presentation from Robert, about Twitter. And I thought what I'd do is, I've perceived that maybe not all of you are quite as into Twitter as I am. And I've really been able to do a lot of productive things with Twitter in a very short amount of time. So actually, I started it reluctantly. Oh, I need to be on Twitter because it's a social media platform, and so I need to be on it. And as time's gone by, I've just become more and more of a fan of it. To me, it's the easiest way to target your potential clients and strategic relationships. Were you asking a question? Oh, okay. And so what I'll do is, I just want to go through 3 things. I'm going to talk very briefly about best practices, and I'm going to mention a couple of tools that I've found that I really like, and then I'm going to suggest a daily schedule. So on best practices, one of the things that I kind of found out after the fact was that it really is important that your Twitter handle be your name. Now, unless you're a big company and you have a lot of Twitter people, but if you're pretty much a solopreneur or a small business owner or a consultant professional, It's better to have your name and your picture, and the reason for that is that on Twitter, just like on Facebook, you're talking person to person. It's a personal relationship, and there may be a lot of followers that you have that you don't develop a personal relationship with that really are kind of useless followers, but the ones that start counting are the ones that think of you as a person. And another way to look at it is if you were talking to somebody, they put a bag on their head. It would be like that, because if you see the company name and you see a company logo, you think, who am I talking with there? It's just so impersonal. So I really recommend if you don't have your name in your handle, that you change it. Like Sharif is Dr. Sharif Morgan now. I just changed mine from Smart Group AZ to Ms. Dale Dillon, because Dale Dillon was already taken.
Sharif Morgan, that's why I wasn't being arrogant.
Okay. Well, you're totally in your rights to brag a little bit, Sharif.
I have both the business one.
You have wireless, which I think is really cute, but
And everybody knows it's me.
everybody that already knows you.
But even the conversation that come up, everything is addressed to me personally, and even the new ones. But I also have my own personal
Okay,
name as a second.
because you have that on your profile. And then what do you have on your profile? Do you have your picture?
I have the business.
Okay.
Business one.
Well, but
I
you don't
see,
have
I
your-
the personal. I have two.
Uh-huh.
The personal
I have
one,
two also.
and I have the business one. And I haven't done that way because I tied the personal one to myself,
Mm-hmm.
me, and I tied the business one to the business.
Why do you have a personal one?
Because I cover two
I
different
mean-
things with them, and two different
Okay.
it's a way that I can discuss politics and other things separately and outside the business, and I
Okay.
can create separation.
Okay.
By having the Twitter built out under the business name, it's
Mhm.
another value add to the business.
Okay.
Same as the Facebook pages in the business's name. My Google Plus account, I have one in the business and one in my personal.
Okay.
So,
What about the rest of you? Does everybody have a Twitter account? Do you have your name, or Pam Furlong, you do. You have your name, right?
Just my name.
Just your name?
Yeah, because I don't really use it that much.
Okay.
So I'm very anxious to hear what you have to say.
Okay. So anyway, that is really kind of the standard information right now for the best practice. And another thing is you always want to be conversational. What you'll notice when you're on Twitter is you'll see a lot of links. And I'm going to be telling you, you're going to be really surprised what I tell you later on, which is don't even click on the links because it takes too much time. But what you want to do, and I'll give you a little suggestion on a schedule you can do, but whatever you do, you're conversational. You're reading, you're responding to all your @ messages. So anytime, I'm sure you already do that. If you get a message that's directed towards you, do you respond to it every time? In some way. Okay. Then what I had also advise is that you read through you skim your stream. And when you see something interesting, then you do a reply. Either you do a retweet or you can do a reply where you copy the message and paste it back into the box. If you're just on the regular Twitter account, there's an easier way to do it on TweetDeck. But I'm not going to talk about TweetDeck today because that's a whole day to talk about. So that is where you're going to start finding some new contacts. You'll see interesting things, but you have to be really quick when you skim through it. Do not click links. Does everybody click links? And I know everybody puts links. It's okay to put links on your tweets, but it will take you forever if you go through and you click on links.
You mean people posting links?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do on Twitter all day.
I know. I think for SEO purposes, you still want there to be a way for somebody to find what you're talking about, but don't count on people clicking on your link. And the other thing is on your profile, you need to have your website. Make sure everybody has their website, because what can happen is somebody will see an interesting tweet and they don't really want to click on that link. They'll go and they'll click on your website. So does everybody have their website URL on their profile?
Matter of fact, I have hashtags in my profile.
Wow, impressed. Another thing is quality followers. I've gone back and forth on this, and I think I just learned a little lesson. Someone told me what you want to do is always follow everybody back. So I started following everybody back. Before I was discriminating, because Erin Eden had told me, be discriminating, and this is what you do, and now I'm back to Erin's way, because somebody else told me, follow everybody back. I'm going to show you a little tool where you can go see who is following you. And what I discovered is I had slews of people who had followed me. I followed them back, and they immediately unfollowed me.
When you follow
So
them?
yes, because what all they're doing is churning. And that's actually against the Twitter best practices and rules.
There's another rule, I don't follow anybody for a minimum of 3 days unless I'm really interested in them.
Okay, so what do? You follow
I'll let
back.
them follow, and then I'll go back, and 3 or 4 days later, I'll refollow. If they're still following me and I'm interested, then I'll follow them back. Because I'll lose you at 75% of those if you don't follow back.
Yeah, doesn't that take a lot of time for you to do that, though?
That's the beauty of an app on a cell phone.
Okay. Do you share that app with
I
us?
would pull them up,
Okay.
so yeah.
Usually when someone follows me, I actually check their stream. If they're interesting to me, I'll follow them. If they unfollow me, if they're still providing interesting
That's
stuff, I'll
exactly
follow
what I do too now.
Yeah.
Now that's what I do. So review the people that follow you carefully. Go look at their stream. Go see, is it all just tweets that are like a little blast or announcement, and then there's a link, announcement link, announcement link. Those are people that you probably don't want to follow back because they're just on there to do automatic tweets and to send out messages, and they're not there for the conversation. But if you see that they have @ signs and that they're in conversations and they have retweets on their Twitter feed, then I think they're a good bet if they're the type of follower that you're looking for. Good best practices. The other thing is, did they tweet or retweet you first? Do you recognize them from comments on your blog? Are they asking for help? And do they look like they could be a good resource for you? And read their tweets. Like what I just said is you can tell if they're conversing with others because you'll see the @ sign. You'll see the @ with like @ Dr. Sharif Morgan, somebody is saying something directly to Sharif. Do they have too many retweets? Because they may be somebody that just goes and retweet, just automatically, indiscriminately. Go ahead and read their bio. Do they have one? Does it include a link to their website? And do you want to follow them based on that? So it does matter who you follow. Okay, a couple of tools that I like, friends or follow. Have you all tried that out? Okay. I am going to go on friends or follow. I'm going to have to be quick because we started a little bit late. Whoops. And this one, all these apps are free unless you really want all the features. And then they all they all charge. They'll have like a gold feature or whatever. So
We have friends or follow.
what did they have? Friend or follow?
That's what you, yeah.
Friendorfollow.com. Okay. All you do is you put in your username. This is completely free. And so I'll do that and submit it. Has anybody else used this? No?
Similar.
I'm going to show it to you real quickly. Okay. There are 379 people, if you can see that, 379 people that I'm following that are not following me back. So then I can go and see who they are. Well, a lot of them I don't expect to follow me back. I'm just following them because they're celebrities or they have a lot of they're very well known, like Darren Rouse of ProBlogger. People like that I don't expect to follow me back. But here's where, if you take the time, you go through and you just put your cursor over, Rialto Theater. They followed me and unfollowed me, which is surprising. I've already gone through this and unfollowed most of the people that I wanted to, but I have 2 pages of it. So this is a real quick way to give you an idea of how your followers, the composition of your followers. Like Oprah, I don't expect her to follow me back. So.
Really?
Do we need to call her and tell her?
Yeah, okay. Is she really? Oh, I'm jealous now.
No, she's not.
Okay. Let's see. The next one I wanted to show you is, go back to this. Bear with me.
So how
From
much
current slide.
do you think register with you as it's all flowing by? How much?
Very few.
Exactly.
These are my directions. I'll post these notes, but you connect with your Twitter account, and then as I showed you, you hover over the photo to see more about them, and then there's a little spot where if you see you're following, if you click on following, it'll turn to follow, which means you're not following them anymore. There's a gold membership if you really love this this application. The one I like even better is Flitter.com, and this one's actually easier to use. Okay, what's going on? Flitter.com. Well, do you know what it's supposed to be, Sharif?
Actually, I don't. Let me do a quick search.
Why wouldn't that come up?
Is it manage? It's manageflitter.com.
Manageflitter.com? Okay. I'm not going to go to it. I'm just, if you guys want to make a note and try it out, it's actually, I found it at the last minute last night, and that's the one I'm going to use from now on. It's a lot easier just to go through a list and just delete people that have unfollowed you. So I recommend that one. Then the third one is Social Oomph, and I'm going to go to that one. There's a free version, but the cool thing about Social Oomph, and I know Mike uses it for everything, is that you can schedule your tweets just like I've done on Garius.com, though I think Garius is a little easier to use. There's an automatic follow feature. You don't want to, after what I've just said about followers, you don't want to do automatic follow. Does anybody do that? Okay. And there's ways that you can filter your new followers very easily on this. And the best thing is, has anybody had a problem, other than me, with direct message? Social Oomph, OOMPH.
If you send me an automated direct message, you get the
See it? Socialoomph.com. And what tool are you using?
I'm not using any of them. All of this, for everything I do, it's all done manually. I have multiple accounts tied into each other. And
Would you like us to give you your life back?
No,
He's very technical, though. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not that.
This is what I do, so.
So anyway, I would have to log in, but there's all sorts of features where you can actually direct message opt out. And you log in, it goes through the directions, but what happened to me is I was getting so many, because I had just automatically followed everybody, I was getting a lot of direct messages that were all spam. And it got up to like 35, and I couldn't, it was, you don't want to go through each one. This way it goes to your whole direct message account, and it just deletes it all. So, I get to.
I send personalized direct messages because I've picked up 3 large clients off of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's what makes me mad about people not using direct messages correctly, because it can really be a powerful way to communicate with potential clients and strategic partners. Okay, daily schedule, it's real simple. I would recommend that you get on once a day, and that you check all your interactions. And Twitter's made it easy for you now, because they have a place that you can click on your Twitter profile that shows you what all your interactions are. And so all of the @s, like if I send something to Sharif at Dr. Sharif Morgan, that should be one of the first thing you see. And you probably also got an email about it too, right? So always make sure you do that. Then if you've been doing your lists, which we've talked about before, where
You're good at it.
I have to be. So I have like 3 lists that I check every day, but I probably have 5 or 6 lists. I just deleted a few of my lists because I had gotten too many. But I have a list for all the Smart Group people. So twice a day I check, and I can see what you all have tweeted. And I can respond or I can retweet. So really, to me, that's the most powerful tool to keep yourself under 7 minutes a day. And then, as I said before, you scan your Twitter feed for interesting tweets to interact. And also scan the trending, which is over on the left-hand side. Are you guys familiar with that? You put in what city you're interested in the trending in, and Phoenix is the closest one to Tucson. So you see what's trending, and sometimes you can pick up on things before the regular news has them. And that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you need help, if you want me to go over again how to do lists, let me know and I can do that in another meeting. But now let's go to the expert on cellular technology. Want to just stop that?